I was not planning on speaking today, but I think history will look upon this moment and ask who spoke up. I want to be very clear. In our neighboring state, we are witnessing threats to both the First and Second Amendment rights. Rights that are not partisan, but rather woven into the fabric of this nation's DNA. And tragically, the deaths of Renee and Alex, in which one of my colleagues mentioned today, are not isolated incidences. These are not things that are just happening in a neighboring state in this country. In fact, in 2025, 32 people were killed by ICE agents, including a 56-year-old man detained right here in the state of Michigan in Baldwin. That marks the deadliest year for this agency in over 2 decades. These alarming fatalities are just the tip of the iceberg as the alarming uptick in immigration enforcement plays out here in Michigan and across the nation. We've all seen the news, the images, the videos as to what's been happening in Minnesota, where thousands of federal agents are surging into communities across the state and under the guise of public safety are carrying out militarized raids, conducting illegal stops and arrests, and detaining whomever they want, citizens and non-citizens alike. And many of us who believe in common sense immigration reform, folks who just are good Americans who stand for the First Amendment and the Second Amendment, are looking at this and saying enough is enough. Now, we talk about dollars and cents, and as the chair of appropriations, I know how to count money. I find it interesting that ICE has been allocated tens of billions of dollars, yet this country can't afford health care and food assistance and essential services for Michigan families and families across this country. Something is wrong with the picture. The reality is, many of us have questions that we are not getting the answers to. Folks on both sides of the aisle are thinking to ourselves, is this who we are as Americans? Children ripped out of their homes and classrooms. Individuals who, just by the color of their skin, are being questioned and sanctioned. Who are we? What do we actually stand for? Now, I know that folks on this side of the aisle are working on solutions, legislation and otherwise. But now is the call for us not to look at ourselves as Democrats and Republicans and independents. We are Americans first. And what is happening in America is not right, it's not moral, and it's not just. So today is the day that we need to look at ourselves and say, what are we going to do with our sphere of influence? Whether you're a politician or a preacher, a mom, a dad, a neighbor, a friend, we need to look at ourselves, at our moral compasses. Everyone who just a week or two ago posted a Martin Luther King Jr. quotes on their social media, he talked about unjust laws. He talked about militarism and what that meant on American streets and abroad. We have to stand up, we have to use our voices, and we have to think of the America that is and the America that can be if we take action. Thank you.